Hi everybody, welcome to the channel, The College Process. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over, can you walk away from early decision? But before we start, if you're new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you do enjoy today's video, please leave us a like and a comment. It does help the channel. As well as if you are new to the channel, we do have our own scholarship program here for seniors in high school graduating, going off to college. It's called the James Russo Memorial Scholarship. We are running again this year. If you are interested in scholarship money for your students going off to college, very simple. The video in the description down below is the video link to explain how our scholarship program works here at Principia. As well as also in the description down below is our organization's Venmo, as well as our Bias Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, let's go into, can you walk away from early decision? Now, in 30 years of me being a college advisor, I would say that in my entirety of doing this, and I've helped out many students in many high schools and guidance offices, and I've worked at many different colleges, I would say that my entire career, 30-year span of doing this, I've only had 2 students ever walk away from early decision. So it's extremely rare. So if you've already applied for early decision or in the process of thinking about applying for either early decision 1 or early decision 2, obviously both these things mean you apply early in the mix, you get accepted, and you have to go. So if you're new to this and you don't understand, early decision means you're going if you get accepted. Early action, restricted early action means you get accepted, but you don't have to go. So then everyone's on the same page here as the beginning of the video. Of the 2 students that walked away, one was an athlete, and the reason they walked away was because essentially the coach left and things didn't work out the way they were supposed to work out for that student, and the college said, okay, we agree with you as a student, we will lock you out of the contract and you can then go wherever you want. So that's one way to happen. The second way it happened was student was accepted through early decision, and as you'll notice if you go through the different rules and aspects of the colleges, some of them, and I'll talk about this in a moment, will let you get accepted through early decision, then get your financial aid package, and then decide whether or not to move forward with your early decision. This is rare though. Those are the only 2 cases I've ever had in 30 years of students walking away from early decision. So to start off with, before I tell you guys yes or no you can walk away from early decision, let me get right into, you have to be 100% committed to this college. So you have to know before the paperwork goes in for Common App or Coalition or the state forms, or wherever you're applying to for that early decision school, you as a student, you as a family have to know as a unit that you feel comfortable moving forward with this school. You have to understand that because there's a lot of ramifications, a lot of consequences of you backing out of early decision if it's not done properly. Now that being said, yes, you can back out of early decision. It's not an actual contract, let's call it. I mean, it is a contract technically, like a handshake's a contract, but it's not actually a contract like you're forced to go to the college. So let me just put that out there now. But for those who are thinking about jumping off the video now because you're thinking, okay, we can just back out of it, I suggest you watch the whole video and explain the entirety of how this works. So let's say you're considering applying early decision, but you're not 100% committed. Or you've already applied early decision and you're just thinking, okay, let's just see what happens. First thing I would do before I even apply to any school's early decision is I would check their rules or guidelines and their general understanding of what early decision 1 or early decision 2 actually means. From this perspective, when it comes to colleges, every year colleges change their format, their rules, their considerations, etc. And there are now, which is rare, colleges that will let you apply early decision, get accepted, and then let you look at your financial aid package and then determine whether or not to move forward with a deposit to say, yes, we're going to your college. Now, once again, this is rare. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because in some cases you can kind of fall into that gray area where the schools are allowing you to walk away, which once again is rare. Most schools do not let you do this, by the way, especially if you're doing early decision 1 or early decision 2, where basically you're saying you're committed to that school if they accept you. Now, for early decision 1 and 2, everybody that's looking to do this breaks into basically 2 different categories. You're either the athletic category or there's the academic student category. And the way it works is this. If you're looking to apply to a college, early decision, get accepted through sports specifically, and I mean any sport, because most coaches, by the way, whether it's D1, D2, D3, pretty much all of them want you to do early decision because they want to lock you in. Now the difficult part is, let's say you get accepted to a school and you say to them, I'm doing early decision. And then you decide later on, you know what, I like this other college better, or this other program fits my student academically and so on and so forth better. And you go back and say, hey, we're not going to move forward with early decision. If you walk away from an early decision situation for a sport and it's nothing going on at the school, like there's not a scandal or a criminal investigation or something going on where the coach is leaving, etc., like something bad, let's call it, you just decide to walk away from it, it could have huge consequences because these coaches do talk to each other to the point where you may or may not have an issue getting into another college specifically for sport. So just something to think about. Now, I have seen athletes obviously go back and forth. Sometimes they change their mind after a semester, after a year, then transfer. That's perfectly fine. Early decision doesn't mean you have to go there forever. Early decision 1 and 2 just means you have to go there at least for 1 semester, essentially. So from the sports perspective, I will look at it from the point of view of if you do back away and you don't decide to go there for the sport, then you could foresee consequences from other schools you're considering playing at, let's call it. Now, that's the athletic way of looking at it. Let's look at it from the academic point of view, like you're just going into college as an academic student, let's call it. From the academic point of view, there's really nothing they're going to do to you. There's no consequences for you. However, there will be consequences for your high school for every year going forward, depending on how, I guess, vindictive the college wants to be because of what you decide to do. And let me explain to you how this works. In the world of early decision, whether it's early decision 1 or early decision 2, there's 3 people who have to sign off on the contract: the student, the parent, and the guidance counselor, which basically means most of the weight of this decision that you're making of backing out will fall on the guidance counselor in the high school. Some colleges will basically say, okay, if you're backing out for no specific reason other than you just don't feel like coming here anymore, they will essentially not accept a single student from your high school for anywhere from 2 or 3 years. Your decision is affecting the juniors and sophomores, in some cases the freshman students attending your high school, because you decided to back out. So realistically, there's nothing that happens to you, but it will affect your high school tremendously, unfortunately. Let me give you reasons why you can walk away and the school is okay with you and your high school and everything else going forward. Let's say the school accepts you through early decision and you did the school's net price calculator before you applied, and it showed you it was going to give you a ton of financial assistance. Let's use an example here. Let's say the school cost $80,000 and you did the net price calculator, and according to all your financial situations, you are looking at paying just half of that. Let's say the school is very generous, and based on the parents' and students' income and assets and everything else, the school at $80,000 was going to give you $40,000 in scholarships or grants, bringing your cost down to just $40K. Okay, that's a reasonable number, and you move forward with early decision. But the acceptance came, and all of a sudden the award letter came, and they said, you know what, even though you did the net price calculator and it showed we're going to give you $40,000, we're only going to give you $4,000. So obviously a vastly different situation than what you were expecting going forward. This is a reason why you can back away from this, especially if you go back to the college and say, hey, we in good faith did your net price calculators that you guys told us would basically show us a good, honest number of what we'd be paying and what you'd be giving us. And then all of a sudden you went from $40,000 of help down to $4,000, and we used everything. We used all our tax numbers, all our assets, all our investments, our checking, savings, and everything else. We plugged everything in to your net price calculator, and let's say we had $40,000 off, and you guys are telling us with the same exact numbers on the financial aid forms, you're only giving us $4,000. Unless you can resolve this issue, we can't move forward. That's okay. Or if you have a huge change in circumstance, let's say that you apply to college through early decision, and all of a sudden, unfortunately, there's a huge health scare in the family, and there's got to be surgery or medical procedures, and your income is being utilized for that. Or there was a job in place, and then all of a sudden the job has been taken away, and you went from making 6 figures plus down to making almost nothing other than unemployment. These are reasons you can go back to college and say, hey, we need your assistance. And the college says, hey, sorry, we can't help you, then you can walk away. So there's reasons and situations and circumstances where you can walk away and everyone's okay with it. But you cannot, for athletics nor for academics, go to them and say, hey, you accepted me through early decision, but the school higher tier than you also accepted me somehow through early action or regular. We don't feel like coming here anymore. We're going to walk away. That is not a reason to say to the college, or to say to them, hey, you know, you cost $80,000. We didn't know it was going to be that expensive. We didn't do the net price calculators. Also, once again, not helpful. You must do the net price calculators beforehand to figure out what it will cost you, and if they're nowhere near that number, then you can walk away. Obviously, if you guys have questions or concerns, or you're looking for help in the process, I help parents and students and throughout the entire process of college, whatever it may be, admissions, financial aid, etc. So if you need help and you want to get in contact with me, on the screen is my contact information. That's actually my cell phone number, so the easiest way to reach me is actually text message. You can also email me if you're more of an email person and want to kind of give me a couple questions beforehand. If you do call, I do answer the phone occasionally. Unfortunately, I'm typically pretty busy, but text messages I answer pretty much within 24 hours. Emails within about a day or two. And sometimes phone call won't get back to you for a few days, but if you want to leave a voicemail if I don't answer, perfectly fine as well. And other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.